afternoon, everyone. My name is Wai Yar Lin Zin. I am a doctoral student studying at the Faculty of Environment and Resource Study, Mahidol University. I am from Myanmar. Yeah. Today, I would like to share knowledge about what I have participated in the training. 2018 Brucepart.net Yan Researcher School, United Nations University, Institute of Advanced Study of Sustainability, Tokyo, Japan. I went to Tokyo, Japan from 5 to 10 of March 2018 and participated in the training Sustainable Urban Development for the World's Megacity. In terms of this research training, I would like to share about what I have learned from the training during my stay in Japan. Firstly, the training is only focused on the sustainability, but that highlighting the research topics are the sustainable urban developments for the world megacities. This is in terms of sustainability fees. The aims of this program is how policy and projects may provide integrated solutions to tackle sustainable development challenges, focusing on the issues pertinent to megacities, climate change mitigation, and focusing on the issues climate change mitigation and impacts, transformation systems, water security, waste management, built environment, disaster risk reduction, biodiversity and ecosystems, and among others. Another objective of this training is to promote young researchers in Asia-Pacific regions in the field of sustainability and to promote the networks of the Young Researcher School. This is organized by the United Nations University Institute of Advanced Study of Sustainability. And this is, I would like to share the Brucepart.net Young Researcher School. This is organized, lead organizer is the United Nations University Institute of Advanced Study of Sustainability. This is 40 member universities, including the 11 universities in Thailand. For example, Mahidol University, Chulalongkorn University, Kim Mongkut University, Prince Sangla University, and so on, and Asian Institute of Technology. This program invited our faculty to participate in this training because Mahidol University is one of the member university among 40 university network. The topics what I have learned, the training of sustainable urban development for the world megacity. This is related to the sustainable development goals 2030 agenda for 2030 agenda. This is these sustainable development goals developed in 2015 to 2030 agenda. In the 2030s, the objectives of the sustainable goal were reached. In 2030 agenda for sustainable development, there are 17 sustainable development goals and 169 targets. 11 among these 70 sustainable development goals, goal number 11 is directly related to our training topics. Just only sustainable goal number 11 is to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, and resilient and sustainable. In 2030 agenda, goal 11, make city and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. In which there are many targets The first target is to ensure access for all adequate, safe, and affordable housing and basic services and upgrade slums. This goal is because now all mega cities are facing the migration problems from different parts of the country. They migrate to the urban area because of the environmental issue, and maybe mostly the significant one is the climate change impact. That's why they migrate to the urban area to find their alternative livelihood opportunity and to find a job opportunity in urban area. That's why the main problem is that populated in the mega cities and increase the populations. This is a problem. Migration problem is one of the root causes to solve the problems for sustainable mega cities. Another one is provide access to safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport systems. Because of population increase and population density, there are a lot of traffic. For example, Bangkok is one of the mega cities in the world. One of the top 10 mega cities in the world. There's a lot of traffic because of populated densities. Enhance inclusive and sustainable urbanization and capacity for participatory. Because this target is to participation of the people towards the sustainable urban development and capacity for to inclusive development. Another one is a strengthened efforts to protect and safeguard the world's cultural and natural heritage, to conserve the cultural and natural heritage, because of different background, different people came to the urban cities. This is a part of the migration problems. Significantly reduce the number of deaths and the number of people affected, and sustainability decrease direct economic loss. Another one is a reduce advanced per capita environmental impacts of city, for including the paying special attention to air quality and municipal and other waste management. Because of the populated system, it is very important to manage the waste systems and to control the pollution problems. Especially the pollution problem is from the transport sector. The transport sector means the fossil fuel, a lot of carbon emissions to the air. That's why another target is to provide universal access to safe and safe, inclusive, and accessible green and public spaces. Support positive economic, social, and environmental links between urban, peri-urban, and rural areas by strengthening national and regional development planning. By 2020, the target is to substantially increase the number of cities and human settlements, adopting and implementing integrated policy and plans to inclusion, resource efficiency, mitigation, adaptation to climate change, resilience to disaster, and deploy and implement in line with the Standard Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030 holistic disaster management at all levels. This is by 2020. Some of the targets of the Goal Agenda 11 and the Goal Agenda Sustainable Development Goal Agenda 11 in 2020, they were developed by integrating and implementing policies and plans to inclusion, resource efficiency, mitigation, adaptation to climate change, resilience to disaster, and develop and implement in line with this is the Standard Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction. This was developed in Japan in 2015. This is the follow-up developments of the Yugo framework for action in 2005 to 2015 disaster risk reduction. This is another follow-up action plans of the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction. This is the former what I have explained about the sustainable development goals and goal 11. This is directly relevant to the training programs. This is the main lessons of what I have learned in the research training programs. The first topic is 2030 Agenda and Sustainable Development Goal Research Implication. The objectives of providing this lecture is to provide the general concept in terms of the Sustainable Development Goal 2030 agenda. Because to be able to find the research themes from these Sustainable Development Goals. Another one is the research proposal development. The aims of this lecture is to scale up the young researchers to be able to do the research proposal development in terms of the sustainability fields. Urban transportation systems the limit to urban growth in transportation and congestion low carbon to sustainable development. This is also to support the ideas to be able to provide the research proposal development. Another is a waste management problem, research communication, urban water security, urban climate change mitigation and adaptations, and cities and environment, municipality management of urban development, exploring non-building impacts, fee systems for housing development, urban disaster risk reduction, urban metabolism, conceptualizing the cities and organizations. This is the overall lecture of the training program. Because time is limited from just only for 6-day training program. And this is the objectives of the training. How policy and projects may provide integrated solutions to tackle sustainable development challenges. Now, the world mega city is facing the migration problem and other waste management issue and pollution, and the greenhouse gas emissions and the urban heat islands, urban flooding, urban disaster, climate change, and to tackle these sustainable development challenges, focusing on the issue pertaining climate change, mitigation impacts, transportation system. In terms of the issues, they promote to find the issues to develop research proposal and to do the research in that field. To be able to support the policy and to be able to support the policies and to be able to create the projects. Another one is to promote young research in Asia Pacific region in the field of sustainability. Lesson learned and key challenges. What I have learned from the research training is that cities take up less than 3% of the earth land surface, but more than 50% of the world population live in them. A city generates more than 70% of the global emissions. Large cities and their interlands, jointly called metropolitan regions, greatly contribute to global urbanization and sustainability challenges, but are also key to resolving these same challenges. Challenges of the 21st century, metropolitan regions, and how this can be sourced from within the city and by its inhabitants. This is the thing to be able to support and to create the project proposal and to create the projects to be able to support the policy implications in terms of sustainable development challenges. This is the lessons learned, what I have learned from the training, from their lecture during the training. This is now there's no simple solution to these grand challenges. Rather, the challenges CD face today require a holistic, systematic, and transdisciplinary approach that spans different fields of expertise and disciplines such as urban planning, urban design, urban engineering, system analysis, policy making, social science, and entrepreneurship. Because all-inclusive is needed from different perspectives, so researchers and different expertise are also needed to solve the problems and to solve these problems, such as the expertise from the urban planning, urban design, urban engineering, system analysis, policy making, social science, and entrepreneurship. These all should be integrated to be able to find the major challenges to do the research and to do the research and create the project, how to solve and how to support the policy implications. And identify the more relevant challenges the metropolitan regions are facing this issue: climate change, global emissions from the transport sector is the most, waste management problems, urban flooding, urban slants, and migration problems. Find the solutions, how we can respond to the challenges. This is the things we should find through the research, the solution, how we can respond to the challenges. And find the ways how to critically reflect on and engage in the sustainable cities debate. This is a dialogue to raise up the voice of the communities, and then to what they are facing, the challenges, and then so we can study from these voices, and then we can use these their voices and to be able to integrate in their research and policy implications, and research on innovative solutions for all our living environments. And this is a possible research implication for sustainable urban development. Toward sustainable development, what we have learned in this training, there are four major sessions. This is the governance for sustainable development in megacity. This is one of the things to do research and projects. And the second one is the urban ecosystem in megacities. Urban ecosystem is how transport system is how they are challenging, contributing to the environmental challenges. And then this is for example, urban ecosystem. How the third one is housing and infrastructure in megacities. Housing and infrastructure in megacity. How in some countries in the ASEAN regions, they have already developed the green building tools. Green building tool is to reduce the overuse of the, for example, energy use, some the electricity, for example, green to reduce the global greenhouse gas emissions from the city. For example, the housing and infrastructure in megacity in Malaysia already developed, Singapore already developed the green building tools, and Philippines, Indonesia, they already developed, and other countries are trying to develop the green building codes. In some countries, in the ASEAN regions, they use the building codes in terms of focusing to the green building environments. The fourth one is urban planning in megacities, in which, in terms of the megacity, I would like to explain how we got the megacity is defined by the United Nations as a city which has a population of 10 million or more people. 10 million and more people in the city. That's why we define as a megacity. Currently, there are 37 megacities in the world. These cities include Tokyo, New York, Paris, Bali, and Bangkok, among other cities. This is I would like to share urban climate change mitigation and adaptation. This is a part of the lecture from the training. Disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation have contributed to the understanding of how cities are responding to climate change risks and hazards. Now the situation is only focused on the rural area to study about the disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptations. Now the trend is changing to also focus as well in the urban area. The key area in terms of city facing both developed and developing countries, even likely hazard, risks and uncertainty, impact parameter and exposure, vulnerability and equity, and society response and adaptive capacity and resilience. Risk, hazard and uncertainty. This is the urban area now facing the environmental challenges because of the climatic events, extreme climatic events, especially for the city in the coastal regions. The climate change affects the risk, hazard, and uncertainty, strongly extreme events, vulnerability, and exposure. The climate change and shifting temperature and precipitations, which can potentially alter probability of occurrence of extreme events. In many cases, climate change may increase the risk of hazard, particularly at those cities most frequently, including flooding. Both in this is a risk, hazard, and uncertainty. The city areas are facing warming temperature and melting glaciers are very likely to result in increased sea level rise, which enhance the likelihoods of flooding in coastal regions and storm surge and waste damage and shoreline erosions. Changes in rainfall can lead to increased flooding or water shortage and thinning. In short, climate change has highlighted the uncertainty surrounding the frequency and intensity of climate hazards. In the coastal regions, because of the sea level rise, they may face the when the disaster comes, for example, tropical cyclones, and then if it may hit this cyclone, maybe the cities near the shorelines, they may face the flooding, storm surge. This is the exposure, vulnerability, equity. Exposure is the area is a disaster-prone area. What the community in that area are facing, the environmental challenges. This is affected by the cyclones or heat wave or other heat islands. This is a climate change city associated with economic globalization, international migration and increased urbanizations, influence of population and asset exposure and vulnerability. This is what I have presented in the former sessions. This is migration is one of the challenges that may face that affect the mega cities. Significant equity implication that can further is social vulnerability. Social vulnerability means that problems may happen from the migration and urban slants because of the population density problem. What I have this is adaptive capacity and resilience. Disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation strategy is through responses that enhance adaptive capacity and resilience. Disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation support capacity building among potentially impacted individuals and institutions. Disaster risk reduction provides one of the main entry points to climate change adaptation for both decision makers and the general public. Because if we will say about the climate change, the measure in terms of the climate change adaptation and mitigation. Mitigation is a long-term process because to reduce the greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, and then that's why this is the structural mitigation. This is very costly, and climate change adaptation way is the climate change adaptation is to cope with the challenges, how to live, how to survive, how to cope with these environmental challenges. For example, climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction include resettlement away from low-lying coastal sites, which will be affected by sea level rise, increased town search, possible inundation, and strategy focus on particularly vulnerable populations such as poor, recent migrants, and women. In the coastal regions, for the climate change adaptation and mitigation, and from the shorelines and the settlement area, and then the reforestation, especially for the mangrove forest as a buffer zone to protect the storm surge from the storm surge. This is one of the measures to respond to the climate change related events. In the urban context, coastal vulnerability reduction and resilient plannings are incorporating soft ecosystem-based strategies of coastal protection and restoration efforts involving tidal, wetlands, and mangrove stands or other habitats. Thank you.